Raza, I'm not wearing pants.
Why would you tell me that? Guys, welcome to Yuri versus Raza. And today we're going to talk about JavaScript versus Python. Huge topic in tech Twitter.
Mhm.
If you know, then you know. So my first experience with this, Yuri,
Mhm.
was that I remember I was sitting in the office, was in my break, and I was like, okay, you know what? I saw so much JavaScript on my feed, and I was like, whoa, tech Twitter is filled with JavaScript. So I just made
Mhm.
a joking tweet, which was, life is simple, choose Python, ignore JavaScript. And that tweet blew up. Like normally I get like 50K impressions on my tweet, and that tweet
Mhm.
got like 500K impressions
That's
and
crazy.
yeah, and like 4K likes. But that's
Mhm.
not even all. Like people are mad at me. They're like, how can you say something like that?
That's
JavaScript
ridiculous.
is ridiculous. JavaScript for backend Python, there's no space in this world for Python anymore. Like people got batshit crazy about it.
Okay.
For me, it's like insane how offended people got by that simple tweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, you gotta talk right now. I just said what I needed to say.
Yeah. I agree. I've been on Twitter like a month now, and I've noticed that people that tweet about JavaScript versus Python get so many likes. The tweet just blows the fuck up,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure if they get a lot of followers, but they definitely get a lot of retweets and likes. It's an ongoing war for sure. Yeah.
Hey, look, besides the whole war thing, it's
Hmm.
not a bad idea to tweet controversial stuff every now and then, I guess, because
Yeah.
it's one of the ways how you blow up. Like you've got like only 5 ways to blow up, and probably one or two of them are only good ones. But I'm just surprised that people were really like fired up. Like some people were like, "Life is simple. I'm gonna unfollow you." Period. And I was like, okay, you know, go
Okay,
ahead.
but there's one thing I'm thinking, like
Yeah.
with this whole thing, you blow up, but do you gain followers
So
from it?
I gain a little bit followers, but not that much.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, you just become known, and if you do it too much, you become known for a dick.
As a troll, yeah.
That's basically it. But you look, my opinion,
Hmm.
you cannot gain true followers if you post shit like that, because people will follow you for the value you bring. The content you bring to them.
Yeah.
Like I think the best followers or like the most dedicated followers that I got are from my Django and Python threads, because
Hmm.
it helps them, right? So
Yeah.
I guess that that's the most important one. But you got a fair share of that hate yourself.
Me?
Yeah, not? People love you.
Well, I haven't tweeted like nothing controversial yet, just because I don't really like stirring the pot, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But like I don't know, I feel like it could be on a Twitter growth perspective. It can definitely help with getting engagement because people love drama. Like, don't
Peop
let's not fuck around here. People fucking love drama, bro. Mm.
Look, everyone loves drama.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the reason why people watch the Kardashians. I don't even know. Look, I'm not from that generation. I am from that generation actually, but I don't watch that stuff. I'm not really into that. But it's true. I'll give you an example. I like UFC, right? So I'm into. You know what UFC is?
Yeah, I'm not a fucking caveman like you.
All right. Okay. Cool. So
Okay.
I like UFC. Okay. I hate you, Yuri. I like UFC. And the cool thing the cool thing about UFC is they started a couple of years ago to film the whole week. And you basically see what the fighter does.
Okay.
And a lot of people started watching that because you get to like see, and you see interaction, and one of the fighters, and you see the interviews, and one of the fighters like, all of this is bullshit. I just care about the fighting. But people love the drama because you
Mhm.
see like fighters coming in the hallway and interacting, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna beat you up. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna." So for sure, and that goes for any space. For any space,
Oh yeah.
people love the drama.
Yeah. People definitely do. But I think that at the end of the day, that kind of like drama like feeds off bad energy. So
Yeah.
I don't think if you post too much of it, they're not gonna end up following you just because you're like a fucking troll,
Yeah,
causing
it's
fights. Yeah.
true. And you know what? At the end of the day, what is your purpose on social media? Is it to gain followers? Is it, I don't know, you're just out there trolling or lurking? You need to be very conscious of that because indeed
Yeah.
you can create a bad reputation very quickly.
I mean, honestly though, I think that as you said before, we talked before about this. It's not bad to have social media for followers, but definitely, you have to have in mind the consequences. Because I know some like I've seen people that they like stirring the pot, but they can't handle the backlash. And
I
I'm
mean,
not talking about anyone particular like tech Twitter, but just like my friends too. Like they just
no,
post all this stuff, like it's
100,
Instagram stories and stuff. Yeah.
no, 100%. I cannot take the backlash. Honestly, I was like, I remember, shout out to Pratham. He's such a cool guy. He
Which
literally,
Pratham?
machine learning Pratham. They're both awesome. But machine learning Pratham, he came to me and he said, "Hey Raza, don't worry about it. Just a bunch of fools." I was dealing with quite some people were like really hating. Like
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like I'm like hurting comments like, and I was like, or saying really like offending you on an intellectual level, and I was like, bro, calm down. And he
They call you a
literally,
fucking noob.
no, doesn't matter. But I don't want to say shit that's not true. But there was like some offensive stuff, and then I just forgot. And I remember
Okay.
Pratham DM'd me, and he even retweeted me, and he goes, he quoted me in a tweet, and he supported me in a tweet, going out,
Okay.
he just jumped on the joke, and I think that you need people like that. You need supportive people like that to take the
Yeah.
backlash, because in my opinion, everyone has a level or a limit to handle backlash, but if it becomes too much, everyone will cave.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. But when you go on the internet, it's a freaking internet. You have to expect some, backlash a little bit. Because you can't really control what people say on the internet, right? So
No, it's true. And
yeah.
Yuri, can you move to the right a little bit? Other right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. No, you're 100% right. It's the
Mhm.
internet. And at the end of the day, Twitter is there to voice opinions, but not just you voicing the opinions, but also other people, responding to your opinions, right?
Yeah.
So I guess that you need to be able to take that. And look, let's be real, I can take that, but it was just that this whole JavaScript versus Python, I was like, wow, I hit a sensitive point in the community.
Mhm.
I'm not that long part of the community yet. I actually overlooked Twitter for a long time because I was like, who's gonna read my thoughts? Who's gonna read my content?
Right.
Twitter feels for like this felt like it's a space for celebrities. It's a space for big accounts who already have a following. So
Right.
for a long time, I didn't do anything. I was just lurking. Yeah, man, you're right. It's the internet, and the internet's unbeaten and it's unforgivable. And you need to be able to handle other people's opinion. It's just how it is.
Right.
On a serious note, why do you think people choose Python or JavaScript?
Um, well, I can't speak for Python. Like, okay, so I did a bit of Python, but I was like, I can't do this shit. So I moved to JavaScript.
Why do you mean you cannot do this shit? Python looks far easier than JavaScript.
Bro, because I came from C. Like the syntax is so different.
You come from C, the language C?
Yeah, I did C. I started with C, and then I was like, fuck, like C is just too complicated. So I went with Python, which is supposed to be beginner friendly. But then I was like, I can't do this shit. It's
You know
way too
what?
different.
But you know what? You're hitting on the right point. People always go about, oh, Python is easy to learn, but that's really
Mhm.
not the case. It's easier. It's easier when you compare it, in my opinion, to C or to Java. It's
Yeah.
it's easier. But to go out and say, oh, Python is easy to learn, bruh, nah, that's not the
No.
case. No, you cannot
Well,
go about it.
I mean, the syntax looks a little bit more than English, but the logic and everything is still difficult.
But doesn't it like hurt your eyes when you see all these curly brackets, dots, console, blah blah blah? When you see JavaScript, like you got so much like going on. And whenever I see it, I'm like, you got like so much going on.
Well, no wonder you wear glasses. Like that's why it fucking hurts you.
Look, you know what? Damn
What?
right. I'd be going blind if I keep looking at JavaScript. Man, bitches be going blind.
Oh my god. We're gonna get so much hate for this shit.
Look, I'll tell you something. If the
What?
community knows one thing, they already know I love Python. That's not like,
Okay.
and I'm owning it right now. Look, to be honest, I believe that you should do the programming language that fits your need, right? I'm not gonna
Right.
tell you to code Python in front end. That's stupid.
Well, you in front it. Who does that?
Exactly. So, you don't. So, and um but one of the things I'm noticing is I'm not advocating anti JavaScript. I'm just advocating pro Python.
Pro Python, yeah.
But you notice what's happening? Like by me advocating pro Python, automatically people are like, yo, you're against JavaScript. I'm like, no, I'm not.
What the fuck?
I'm not necessarily I'm not for JavaScript, but I'm also not against it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, people just love to get put you in boxes, I guess. But I think on a more serious note, both exist in the IT community, in the tech community, and they have their respective places, and they don't have to necessarily be put against each other. I think JavaScript is doing a great job by moving into backend with Node.js. Obviously, for machine learning, you have TensorFlow and stuff like that. But guys, take a chill pill. Both can coexist.
Bro, but honestly, I don't understand why the fuck do they fight? They're different, languages for different things.
Yeah.
So like, what the fuck? Like, I would say like, C is also for like back end stuff, right? So like, I would say like, oh, maybe Python and C, if they're fighting, it makes more sense. Why the fuck JavaScript?
It's ever since they're doing backend, I guess. Like with look, I'm no JavaScript expert, so I wouldn't know. But Node.js apparently does backend stuff, and you can basically nowadays, like back in the day, you would have like a framework in Python for a web app, like Django, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would deal with your database, that would deal with, let's say, your web server, your app server, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would have HTML, CSS for. Yo, you're there?
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Is your camera off?
No, it's on.
Yeah, I can see you now. It was all black again. Yuri, why are you so shy?
Because I'm not ready. Okay, we're shy.
What are
No,
you
I'm
doing?
supportive.
Yeah, oh my god, you're so not supportive. I forgot where I left. We were talking about Node.js.
Okay. Oh, but honestly, I think that if I go, so I'm full stack, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with Python.
Why?
I don't know.
I can make an argument for you. Like I'll be like,
Okay.
hey, Python, there is a framework. Like let's take Django, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I'd recommend Django is because you got a hell of a community, a lot of resources to learn. You can build production grade apps very quickly.
Okay.
And if you know the basics in Python, it's so doable. But my question is, why would you? Like, what's your purpose? Is it making money like quickly? Like you want to get rich? I didn't call it. That was not towards you. It's just a saying. It's so offensive when you say that to a woman, don't you think?
Those freaking ladybugs are gonna call you out.
You want to get rich, bitch? It's not like I'm calling you that because you're a woman. Let me get that clear. All right? That was not the purpose. But like, what is your purpose for real?
With this whole full stack development thing.
Yeah.
See, I don't know. I haven't planned that far. I just all this was so random. Like my Twitter account, learning how to develop, everything was so random. So I don't have a plan.
Why did you start tweeting about JavaScript anyway?
Because that's the language I stuck with. I did C and then Python, and I like JavaScript the most.
Why did you like JavaScript?
Honestly, what?
Why did you like JavaScript the most?
Because okay, so I think JavaScript's like super popular right now. So all the tutorials are fucking JavaScript. When I first learned development, I didn't even know I wanted to do web. I just did it because that's like 90% of fucking tutorials. Oh, I was thinking about this. Maybe the fight between Python and JavaScript is because they're two popular languages. It doesn't matter if it's front end or back end. It's just popular. Like Python is popular for beginners. That's what I heard when I first started learning, right? And
Yeah.
JavaScript is just like it can do anything, like web, front end, back end. So
No, for web, yes, I agree. But when you get into data engineering and machine learning,
right.
you can just not get around. You just cannot get around Python. You cannot.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm talking from experience here. I lead those teams, so you cannot do that without Python. But
Okay.
you know what? I'll be honest. When you don't have a background in IT, when you're not a programmer, I would definitely opt for Python because the syntax, it just looks so much cleaner. Come on, if you look at code and you look at Python code, like a function in Python looks clean as fuck.
So complicated for me.
JavaScript is ugly. How can you not see?
You're gonna make people hate on our.
No. Look. It's not my opinion. This is what JavaScript developers tell me. JavaScript developers be like, yo, we are popular. We are like the popular bitches around here. I'm like, okay, but I will give you one thing, Python. Let's okay, here, all right, give it to me. They're like, your syntax is way cleaner. Do you know the reason why I'm wearing glasses? It's JavaScript. You know, JavaScript mess up my eyes. But okay, but in the end, for real, JavaScript or Python?
JavaScript. Bro, Python was so hard. I didn't understand what the fuck was going on. Like, okay, so, bro, this is crazy, but so I do trivia. Sometimes I get help, obviously, but like I do trivia about things I found difficult or struggling. So of course it's gonna take me a long time because I'm confused about the certain concept. I don't do trivia about shit I know. I'm also confused, just like everybody else. So like, yeah, it's gonna fucking take me 5 to 6 hours, man.
Oh my god, you're really gonna go there. I wanted to avoid this topic. So okay, you know how you get when you become a bigger account and you become vocal, people become like, okay, he's an expert or she's an expert.
Bro, so many people think I'm a fucking expert.
I'm like,
oh my god.
So you remember your post about designed test TDD, yeah? I was like, you know what the weirdest shit is? I actually responded to a TDD tweet earlier, and I know it was test something, and I just googled TDD, and I even said, look, I just googled TDD. This seems like a good article, responding to that tweet, and then I was like, okay, what is TDD? And I think some people went to my DM like, how can you be a Python expert and not know about TDD? Like,
bro.
Look, no, I'm like, you know what? First of all, I'm a Python enthusiast. I like Python. I code in Python, hobby code in Python. I know some libraries, but I never said I fucking designed Python or I'm a pro programmer. No, I never said like I'm a pro programmer. You know, I'm a full stack developer with 100 years of coding experience.
That's like a whole resume. They expect you to have like 100 years of experience.
No, but honestly, and then I get tagged. Oh, yo, this is like, I think it's funny when someone tags me as the Python king. You know, I'm like, okay, cool, Python king. But when someone tags me as a Python expert, I get scared.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit. I never said that.
So many people think I'm a fucking expert. It's ridiculous. Like they ask me in DMs every day, like, how do you do this? How do you do that? Like, how do you learn this? And like, I can give advice about learning, but I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I don't know. You know, it is. So I'm rambling now. I'm gonna ramble now. But I get in my DM so much. Look, I get two very extremes. Let me just first say, I sometimes get DMs. They're wholesome. They're whole. You know, they're like a genuine advice, and they explain the situation well. No, for real. And I'm like, yo, I want to help you. And I always start the same way. I'm no expert.
Oh, I say that all the time.
But it's the truth. I'm no expert. I can help you. I can give you my view on it. But don't be like investing $100,000 in in this idea. You need to figure out for yourself. But as I said, I got like two type of DMs that freak me out. As I'm like, why are you asking me this? Sometimes people just come out and say, "Can you give me some resources to learn Python?" And I'm like,
Mhm.
why don't you just Google that?
Google
or,
that, yeah.
or go to YouTube. If you go to YouTube, I want to learn Python. Literally, you type, "I want to learn Python." You will get like 100 videos. And then
Bro, you know what's crazy?
go on.
What's crazy is that people ask that, but literally tech Twitter, that's all there is to tech Twitter, just resources.
Right, you know
The
what I mean?
threads of fucking resources.
It's threads and threads and that. Literally,
Mhm.
if you type in Python, knowing that Python is not even the most talked subject in my experience on tech Twitter,
Mhm.
if you type in Python, you will come across the most popular Python accounts, and they
Yeah.
have stuff there, like Pratham, machine learning Pratham. You will stumble upon his account, and you know what?
Mhm.
You know what's funny? He once gave an explanation in an article he did in an interview on why he came onto tech Twitter. It's
Mhm.
because he wanted to explain machine learning in a normal way. Like you had all these mathematicians, statistic books, stuff like that. And he's like, it's just written in mumbo jumbo. No one understands this. And I remember you said the similar, right? You were like, I don't
Yeah.
understand this stuff. I just want to make sure that someone like me understands it. Right? Did you say something like
Yeah.
that?
I fucking I love MDN, but oh my god, I can't understand it sometimes. The
What's MD? What
documentation, MDN.
MDN is documentation?
Yeah, you don't know, you don't fucking know, Raza? Fuck,
Look,
dude.
I'm an IT manager. We don't know shit. We talk a lot. I talk a lot. I don't.
You don't even deserve to be fucking tech Twitter at this point.
No, look, I feel like I'm being exposed right now. But look, there are a lot of concepts I'm still getting my head around. But I'm actually a good example of someone. Yeah, I got no background. You can get into IT. Like I got no background in IT. I got into IT.
Like,
No, but I got like a lot of toxicity or toxicity. I don't know how you call it. But people are like, yeah, he has no place in IT because he doesn't have a background in IT. And I was like, what is your problem? I like IT. I like tech. And I want to
yeah,
be part of the community. I want to be part of this environment. And then people are treating it like, yeah, there's some qualifications to enter. Like if
yeah.
you don't have a degree, if you don't have experience, you cannot enter. And I feel like, even tech Twitter is something sometimes like that.
You know what though? I think actually tech is like one of the only careers that don't need a fucking degree.
100%. So
Yeah.
I actually hire people who don't have a degree, but they have certifications, but they don't have a degree, and they're so good at what they do.
Mhm.
It's unbelievable. So for 100 sure. But also the diversity. I really love the diversity. Like compared to other communities, I mean, they're still not there. Like
Mhm.
especially look at the male female gender split. But I think that compared to a lot of other communities, Tech Twitter does great.
I feel like tech Twitter though, sometimes it can be a little bit toxic, but it's not as toxic as others.
And that's a subject for another time. Today we spoke about JavaScript versus Python.
Yeah.
Obviously, Yuri lost her mind a bit because she's like, JavaScript is the way to go. We all know it's Python. Thank you guys for your support. Probably not. I'm probably gonna get destroyed for this, but it is what it is. Yuri,
What?
put some pants on and go on with your day.
I'm never gonna wear pants in your fucking meetings.
Okay. And on that note, we'll close this, guys. Thank you so much for joining. If you're watching this video, if you like this kind of content, please let us know. We are genuinely trying to do this, and we're just trying to share our thoughts. We're new in the tech Twitter space environment. We're loving it. If you want us to cover something, let us know.
Are
You
you
got.
new? Are you new?
I'm old, but I'm new. They're two different things, Yuri. I'm not new to the world. I'm new to the space. You have to mention my age every single time. People are gonna think I'm
Yes.
40.
Yes. Well, aren't you? It's close.
You think I look 40?
I think it's close.
You know what? I'm gonna go cry. You guys let us know what you think of this. Yuri got a message for the guys, and the women.
Well, JavaScript's the best.
There's just no hope for you. Guys, take care. Have a nice day. Talk to you soon. Wave,
Bye.
Yuri. Bye bye.